Hi, I'm Lindsay Ziegenhagen. I'm the CEO and founder of Schoolzilla. Schoolzilla is a data warehouse in the cloud for K-12 schools. We're a spin-out of Aspire Public Schools, which I know some of you out there are familiar with Aspire. They're a very successful nonprofit that runs 34 charter schools in low-income communities. And in the last 3 years, 100% of our graduates in high school have been accepted at a four-year college. Most of them will be the first folks in their family to attend college. We spun off Schoolzilla because other school systems started hearing from our teachers and principals about the data that people had at their fingertips to make better decisions and said, hey, can you respond to our RFP? Can we have it? So we have brought it. We are now working with other school systems to give them the same capability. And the main three reasons that people choose Schoolzilla are to save time, precious commodity in schools, to enable data-driven action throughout the entire organization, and to enable the data heroes, the people that already work with data every day in their school system, to get more done and have a bigger impact. So I think if you've been going to a lot of these, you've heard this problem before. Lots of great data is collected every day, and as you can hear from the folks, more amazing data that could be useful is going to continue to be gathered, but unfortunately it ends up in what I think of as a virtual data landfill. And this is bad for the environment, it's bad for kids, it's bad for schools, it's bad for our economy. And a lot of that is because there are important things in there that if you were running a $100 million organization, you would expect people to have at their fingertips. Teachers should know which kids are English language learners on the first day of school and they don't. Principals should know that 80% of the kids down the hall are failing the physics class with the new teacher. And superintendents should know how their schools rank up on all their strategic plan metrics, and they don't. Schoolzilla takes all of the data that's important to our customers, so not just enrollment and grades and attendance and behavior, but also finance, HR, surveys, anything that is important to the customer that they think is going to help their organization. We put it into our data service. It's designed for K-12. We've been working on for the last 5 years at Aspire, and we provide galleries of reports designed for each of the types of stakeholders in the school system. Our data visualizations are designed for real things that happen in real schools, like parent, teacher, student conferences, the planning for the next day to reteach something, to figure out which students didn't get it the first time, for principals to figure out what to do on the Friday PD session. So suddenly questions that aren't answered can be. And not surprisingly, when people can see what's going on, they actually make better decisions. Researchers at UC Davis have found that teachers that use our tools got 3 times more student growth. And that's compared not just to not looking at the data, which might make sense, but actually compared to looking at it in the system that it was gathered in. And this is because our reports are visual, they're in context, so you can understand the numbers that you're seeing, and because we iterated 1 million times until people finally said, you have it right. But there's more. These customers chose us not just for this pre-packaged insight, because despite how hard we've been working, we have not answered all questions that need to be asked by all stakeholders. There are people in schools that always have more questions, thank heavens, and we call them data heroes. They always have a yes, but what about this question? They always want to add other types of data, and they're really demanding and want a lot of power and control. And these folks are like this bear sitting in the data landfill right now, and their only tools to actually get answers are export to Excel buttons that exist in most software systems, the VLOOKUP function, I hope a lot of you know that. And the thing that really breaks my heart is a lot of teachers that just say, oh, I just go click that next button on every student's screen and look up the English language learner status and type it into my Google Doc. We love these folks because of what they're trying to do and their passion, and they love us because we give them even more tools and power. So we turn them into superheroes that actually are able to quickly create interactive, visual, relevant visualizations to help their school system. So for folks in this room, if you have important data and you're probably providing reports within your system that are helpful, but what we have found is like if you're being asked to put that data in the context of other data, or they're trying to get you to import more data in your system that's really not your focus, we'd love to hear from you. And if you have some customers that are driving your developers crazy with their requests to add reports or modify reports, we love that too. So you can send them to us as well. And then lastly, I was just thinking, I looked up the school district that we're in today is Scottsdale. It has 26,000 kids. It's got 3,000 adults that work in it every day. It's enough kids to actually fill 2 Wells Fargo stadiums. And you think about those kids today and the decisions that adults are making, both big and small, and deciding whether they're going to be ready to be successful at ASU, hopefully, to be to Arizona. And don't you think that they need good data and data tools to make better decisions? Thank you.